US-Israel war with Iran Day 28. 1. Iran struck Prince Sultan Air Base in Saudi Arabia. US troops wounded. Planes damaged. An Iranian missile and drone attack hit Prince Sultan Air Base in Saudi Arabia on Day 28. At least 10 to 12 US service members were injured, 2 with serious shrapnel wounds. Several US refueling aircraft were damaged. US CENTCOM confirmed separately that more than 300 American service members have now been wounded in total since February 28. 2. Rubio told G7 allies the war will last another 2 to 4 weeks. In private discussions with G7 counterparts on Friday, Secretary of State Marco Rubio said he expected the war with Iran to continue for another 2 to 4 weeks. This directly contradicts the public diplomatic optimism being projected this week. 3. Bushehr nuclear power plant struck for the third time. Iran's Bushehr nuclear power plant, the country's only civilian nuclear facility, was struck by a projectile late Friday, marking the third attack on the facility in recent days. The Atomic Energy Organization of Iran said no casualties, material damage, or technical disruptions were reported but blamed the US and Israel. The IAEA is monitoring. 4. Israel struck ballistic missile production sites in the heart of Tehran. The Israeli military said it struck sites in the heart of Tehran on Day 28 where ballistic missiles and other weapons are produced. It also hit missile launches and storage sites across western Iran. Israel's defense minister vowed to intensify and expand attacks to additional targets. 5. Iran turned back 3 ships trying to enter the Strait of Hormuz. Iran's Revolutionary Guard Corps confirmed it turned back 3 vessels attempting to transit the Strait of Hormuz, stating the route remains closed to ships linked to its enemies. Analysts noted the incident confirms that safe passage cannot be guaranteed even for ships that believe they have clearance. 6. A Chinese-affiliated project in the Gulf was hit for the first time. Iran struck Kuwait's Shuaik port and the Mubarak al-Kabir port, a facility under construction as part of China's Belt and Road Initiative. This appears to be the first time a Chinese-affiliated infrastructure project in the Gulf Arab states has come under direct attack in this war. 7. Witkoff says he believes meetings with Iran will happen this week. US Special Envoy Steve Witkoff said he believes direct meetings to negotiate with Iran will happen this week. He confirmed Washington delivered a 15-point action list to Iran via Pakistan for a possible ceasefire. Iran has rejected it and issued its own 5-point counterproposal, including war reparations and recognition of Iranian sovereignty over the Strait of Hormuz. 8. The S&P 500 just closed its worst week since the war began. US stocks dropped sharply on Day 28. The S&P 500 fell 1.7%, closing out its worst week since the war started and its 5th consecutive losing week. The Dow dropped 1.7%. The Nasdaq fell 2.1%. Brent crude settled at $101.89 a barrel, up more than 45% since February 28. 9. Iran has now killed or wounded civilians across 9 countries. Iran has launched strikes across 9 countries in the region: Israel, Bahrain, Iraq, Jordan, Kuwait, Oman, Qatar, Saudi Arabia, and the UAE. Total confirmed dead: Iran 1, 900 plus, Lebanon 1, 142 plus, Israel 19 civilians, Iraq 96 plus, Gulf states 30 plus. Over 300 US service members wounded, 13 US service members killed. 10. President Trump says it's time for Saudi Arabia and Israel to normalize ties. Speaking at a Miami event sponsored by the Saudi Sovereign Wealth Fund on Day 28, Trump said, "It's now time for Saudi-Israel normalization. We've now taken them out, and they are out bigly. We got to get into the Abraham Accords." This is the clearest signal yet of what Trump sees as the post-war political architecture of the Middle East.